my shoulder's pretty fucked after...
My two favorite people hanging out. Are you proposing Theo become your next muse, Sai?
What? No, I don't need a muse. I'm my own muse, okay? I just need inspiration, okay? Not a fucking muse. Like any idea for a drawing, like a person or a portrait. You know, I like to draw people.
A family man, a nerdy uncle. He builds model train sets for his nieces and nephews.
I don't get it.
It's fine, Sai. What do we do with the kid? We can't just keep her.
Well, your plan to leave her at the library went up in smoke. Literally.
We'll find somewhere safe on the way.
If we find a place that can take care of her. Not a justice-operated orphanage, that's for sure. We can take care of her together, even if it's temporary.
Moving on. Oh, my shoulder's pretty fucked after trying to bust...
Man of action for my woman of action?
Yo, that's cool! My dad gave me one of these. My parents weren't big on pop culture, but they were big on justice. This is like worlds colliding. This takes me back, bro. I mean, I put this little guy in dresses and suits and shit, which is not what Justice or my dad intended. But Mano Action is actually the perfect dress-up doll. Way less creepy than regular dolls. Can I continue? Oh, my shoulder's pretty fucked after trying to bust through that...
Gnome? Are you okay?
Fine. I'm fine. Just fine.
Gnome!
Can they hear me? It doesn't work if they can't hear me.
Their eyes are open. Go ahead.
I had no time to hate, because the grave would hinder me, and life was not so ample I could finish enmity. Nor had I time to love, but since some industry must be, the little toil of love, I thought, was large enough for me.
Jesus. Did I pass out?
It looks like a concussion to me, chap. Headaches, nausea.
Yeah, but it hasn't been that bad.
Why didn't you say something?
I didn't want to make a fuss. It's fine.
Are you okay?
I passed out, Theo. Clearly not okay, but thanks for your concern.
We care. We all care. A lot.
I know. This is getting awkward. Go away.
Love you too, Gnome.
Group hug?
Relishing the fresh Colorado air?
Just trying to look moody and debonair. It's all about the aesthetic.
You had me scared there for a minute.
Who knew massive head trauma could lead to concussions? Your love and concern warms my heart, babe. But look at me now. Good as new. I hope I didn't spook the crew. They've had enough trauma for a lifetime. Talking of trauma, the kid's holding up well, all things considered. Attacked by justice, kidnapped by strangers.
I just hope we don't damage her somehow.
Kids are resilient, and we're good people. We'll manage. I think. I mean, look at my parents, and I'm still a functioning adult, right? I don't understand how she took to me so quickly. I'm terrible with kids.
I'm the same.
Yeah, well, I guess some people aren't quite cut out for it. But you... I thought you might... Oh, never mind.
Listen, kid, don't get...
What are you guys talking about?
The Resistance. I'm not sure we'll ever see eye to eye on methods, but Saul's right. We have a duty to fight justice and not run and hide.
I was just saying to your sister, to win this fight, we need to use words, language, information, this and otherwise. That's why I joined the Weave. When I could no longer hold a gun or throw a grenade, this was how I could still play a part. And honestly, it's the winning strategy. To fight justice, we need to turn their weapons against them.
How do we do that?
I don't think words will help. The only way to fight justice is to fight them. To take them down one by one. Fight long enough and hard enough, maybe people will see what it takes. Rise up against them. Join the fight.
Well, that's what I thought a lifetime ago. Now, I'm not so sure. So, hey, what's up with that kid, girl? Theo said you found her today?
We did. Well, I guess you could say maybe she found us.
What the fuck is that all about? Who is she? Doesn't she have parents?
She's like us. A normal. I'm guessing that's why Justice was so keen to get their hands on her.
How can that be? Kid's barely old enough to walk.
She's like 10.
It's a long story, but we've learned that Justice has been running experiments to create anomals.
What, like a fucking army of deviants?
Pretty much, yeah. Eli's one of them, actually.
God damn, the shit I'm learning today. Makes me happy I met you guys. Kids shouldn't have to go through shit like that. They need to be protected.
Do you have kids?
A daughter. And an ex-wife. Haven't seen either in... forever. I made my choice when I enlisted. And again when I became a librarian. I don't regret it. Does that make me a monster? I couldn't take care of them and commit to the cause at the same time. As long as I was with my family, every choice I made would be for them, right? Not for the greater good. Fuck it doesn't matter now. You're better off without me.
You know, when I was a kid, I was a lot.
Hey girl, you want this?
I guess she's a voider now, huh? Jane will watch over her. Ziggy will be thrilled. Like I said,
I guess you must really miss your friend, Eli.
more than ever. Seeing you and Ziggy together reminded me of when we first met. And now there's Girl. We're on this huge adventure to a place where we can start over and maybe help do some good. It feels like she deserves a chance to be there too. I believe we'll find her, and that she'll come with us to Nova Scotia.
I admire your faith, Eli. And I believe that wherever your friend is now, she's thinking of you too.
I hope so. I hope she hasn't forgotten me. As I was saying, you know, when I was a kid... Okay,
So this is what you guys do every night. Sit around a campfire and...
Yes.
Yep.
Every time.
They always ask.
Did I miss something? What's the joke?
I don't think there's a joke. It's just a question every new member of the crew asks on the night of their first campfire. It's sort of a...
Custom.
rite of passage.
Annoying fucking habit.
Geez, fine. Forget I asked. Hey, so does this mean I'm part of the crew now?
You and Girl. Of course, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, you'll need an official title. So, CT's her driver and cook. Theo's the boss. Sai's the battering ram. I'm the sister, I guess. Eli's the heart, and Gnome's... I'm sorry, Gnome, but what do you do?
Provide cutting commentary to the events of the day, lurk moodily in the periphery, elegantly smoke cigarettes, and I'm the ex, I guess. Wait, why are we framing Pax as the protagonist here?
She did bring us all together.
Fine, Pax is our protagonist, and Girl's the kid. She's got that roll down pat. So what are you, Saul? What do you bring to your new position as crew member?
Well, shit, if you put it like that, I guess I'm the fucking healer. But I can also drive, cook, be sarcastic, build explosive booby traps. I'll earn my keep somehow. Don't you guys worry about that.
Hey, do we know if Girl has any allergies or dietary restrictions?
Our food is generally inoffensive and contains few common allergens.
And if things go tits up, I think I can fix anaphylaxis with some choice verses from Sylvia Plath. Ezra Pound, if it's serious.
Does anyone know any bedtime stories? I only know Ryder folktales, and those are probably a little bloody for a preteen.
I have an extensive library of classic children's stories.
Just stay away from Shakespeare, okay? Unless you want her to pass out from boredom.
Isn't that sort of the point?
Fair enough. Shakespeare it is.
Sol's right about the libraries. We need to change our route. Worst case scenario, all the libraries have been raided, and we're on our own.
Where would we go?
Let's take a look at the map. Together. We were supposed to go straight north on 85, stopping in Rapid City, and then east on I-90, through Minnesota to Chicago. But with no way to connect with Nadia, we can't risk it. And even if the Rapid City Library is still standing, we'd be cutting it close. We lost a lot of time today. We could still go through the Dakotas, circumventing Rapid City, passing Minneapolis before Chicago, but the Dakotas are dangerous. Even if Eli gets us past the Riders, there are other clans in the territories and they'd be curious about a bus. And the other option is to go south into New Mexico and from there through Oklahoma and St. Louis before Chicago, but that's a long detour. It means crossing 2 borders, and we would definitely not make it to Chicago in time. We'd have to communicate with Nova Scotia, and I don't know how to do that now.
So, how about...
The Great Plains Exclusion Zone. It's talk about unpredictable and dangerous. Also, the Ashes is permanently closed for civilian traffic. Only trucks and justice vehicles are allowed on I-70 with multiple armed checkpoints.
Didn't Sol say something about a road further north running parallel with I-70? One without checkpoints and... Lebanon.
Route 36 runs straight through, Lebanon, Kansas. The midway point between West and East, back when there were 50 states. I don't think that town exists anymore. It's all just, dust. Pax?
Sorry, Theo. I got caught up in... What do you know about the Ashes?
Same as you, probably. The Great Plains Exclusion Zone. Just a dust bowl now. The Dust Bowl. Constant storms, terrible visibility. Supposedly the site of Black Ops experiments, at least, according to the conspiracy theorists. The interstate's monitored by justice, and the other highways haven't been maintained since everyone left in the 1990s. It's uninhabitable.
Are the Ashes completely off limits?
Nothing. No one does. It's a black hole. Ever since the Great Drought of the 90s, people migrated in the hundreds of thousands, west, east, away from the sandstorms. The land became arid. Temperatures rose, the scorching hot winds ravaged what was left. It's a dead zone. Uninhabited, uninhabitable, lifeless, lethal. It is the most direct route, but that's pretty much the only reason I'd even consider it. It would get us to Chicago with time to spare.
That's our route.
Were you not listening?
What other option do we have, Theo? We're behind schedule. The other routes are not viable, and the zone's uninhabited. We pass through undetected.
You seriously want to do this, Pax?
Dead serious.
Okay. Then we need to move tonight. It'll take close to 12 hours to drive through, and we can't do it in the dark. We need to pass the edge of the zone by sunrise to maximize the daylight. I'll tell the others.